forget to hear it again. I know. T2. Woo! Alright. Alright, so let's go backtrack a little bit and let's restart. Alright, so it says you can use tables and graphs to represent equations in two variables. The independent variable is what variable? The x or the y? Everybody. The x, right? Well, they're saying the independent variable is what axis on the graph? Horizontal, so it's right independent, which I think you all did. And if you didn't, now you have a second chance. Okay? That does not look like independent. Okay, so now the dependent variable is what variable? The x or the y? The y. And what? Where does it say on the graph? It's your what? Vertical. So we're going to write dependent. Okay? So what they're going to be doing is they actually have this whole table filled out, which it looks kind of confusing because I wish they had it. I know what they're doing. They're doing it so that you can see how to do it. All right, but what's going to happen is this is going to be blank. These are going to be blank. Okay? On your test, these are also going to be blank. You're going to need to know what to write as your labels. Okay? What they're going to give you is just this. They're giving you an equation. They're going to say y equals x plus 2, and they're going to say to graph it. Okay? But in order to graph it, the first thing you have to do is make a table. And within the table, you're going to find your ordered pairs. I see a lot of people not writing. I really hope you start writing because these are good notes. And then number 3, your last step is you're going to graph. All right, and someone a couple of years ago used the abbreviation TOG, tables, ordered pairs, graphs, TOG. I don't know how they remember it, but they remember TOG. Okay, so I said, oh, it's the beginning of the word together. So together, you'll be able to find this answer. But they remembered tables first, ordered pairs, and then graph. Okay. So let's pretend none of this is here. These 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, and then these ordered pairs. Okay? What you are going to be doing is taking the equation, and you are going to just substitute any number for x. That's it. Okay? When we were doing example 2, they gave you the ordered pair. Do you remember? And then you had to fill in the solution to see if it's true. Yes? So what did we have to do? We had to substitute the 2 for x or y? X, right? And then we substituted the 3 for y. And we would say 3 equals 2 plus 2. And was that true? No. Okay, so it's a little different from what we're doing right now. Now, they don't give you the ordered pair. But take a look at the equation. If I can just pick any number for x, will I find out what it is for y? Yes, right? So let's see. They said x is 1. Does everyone see that? So this is how you show your work. You write y equals x plus 2. Then you write y equals, what do you think? 1 plus 2. Good. So then what does y equal? 3. So look what they put for y. They put the 3. So you are not going to be able to figure out the y unless you plug in something for x. Is this making sense? Yes or no? Okay. Now, how do they figure out the ordered pair? How did they know the 1 went here first and the 3 went second? Caitlin?
Because your ordered pairs are always x and y.
Yes, your ordered pair is always x comma y. All right, so if my x is first, what's my x? 1, and if my y is second, what's my y?
3.
So that's how they got the 1 comma 3. I hope everyone is writing this table and you're writing all the notes down. Because when you do your homework tonight, you're going to struggle if you don't have this written down. Okay? Now, let's try it again. So this time, what are they saying they want x to be?
2 and 2.
2. So you're going to write the equation again. Y equals x plus 2. Okay? What am I going to write next? Emily?
Y equals 2 plus 2.
Y equals 2 plus 2. All right? So then what does y equal? 12. Wait, who said 12?
No, it's 4.
4. Very good. I was like, wait a second, what? All right, 2 plus 2 is 4. All right, and then look what they put for y. 4. Okay, so what's my ordered pair? What's my ordered pair? Nora?
2 comma 4.
2 comma 4, because my x, here's my x is 2, and then my second one is my y is 4. All right, now they're going to do it again, and this is how you do this. So we have to substitute again. So y equals x plus 2. What are they saying my x is now? Everybody. 3. So what am I going to write?
Y equals 3 plus 2.
Right, y equals 3 plus 2. So y equals what?
5.
5. So what did they put?
5.
5. What's your ordered pair? Here.
3 comma 5.
3 comma 5, because your x is 3, and that's your first one, so there's your 3, and y is 5. Okay? Is everybody good? Okay? Now, you can take these ordered pairs and make a key, like we usually do, and then you're going to plot it. So you're going to take your 1 comma 3, and look what they did. They started at 0, and then which way did they go first? To the right once, and then which way? Up what?
3.
Up 3, and there's their 1 comma 3. Okay? How did they do 2 comma 4? I started 0, which way do I go?
Right.
How many?
2.
2, and then what?
Up 4.
Up 4, and there it is. Okay? And then what about 3 comma 5? I started 0, then?
You go to the right 3 times
Yep,
and up 5 times.
and up 5 times. Good. Okay, now, I'm gonna give you a little tip. Do you see how it says y equals x plus 2? Does everyone see that?
Yeah.
Right? Do you remember how when we did our graphing, it always went through 0, 0? Do you remember that? Does it go through 0, 0? No. Where does it go through? On the y-axis.
2.
2. What did we add?
2.
2. So that's your little trick. So usually what happens is your graphing is usually multiplication. It's like 2x. Okay? If you have just multiplication just like this, then you're going to start at 0. You're going to see it starts at 0. But as soon as you add something, like say I added 4, guess where that's going to start on the graph? 4. Okay? Is everyone understanding that? So I just wanted to show you that because sometimes that will help you when you're graphing and you go, wait a second, why is it starting here and not 0, 0? Okay? So you're going to see for a lot of these, as soon as you're adding, that's where you're starting on your y. Alex? What do you mean how do I get my order pairs? We just did them. So we substituted right up here, x for 1, and we said y equal 3. So there's your 3.
Will it give you the word pairs?
Say it again.
Will it give you the word pairs?
No, you have to find them. You have to substitute any number. They just created numbers for x.
So they'll give you the numbers, but not the word pairs?
No, they're not going to give you anything. Watch, we're going to do it next. Watch, I'm going to show you. All right, everybody ready? All right, so we're going to do example 3. So here we go. This is what Alex is saying. How do we find it? So they give us the equation, and really they're only saying to what? Graph. But you can't just go right to graphing. What do you have to do first? What do you have to do first? What's this? A table, okay? Now, a lot of people in my other class were just trying to fill out the table and do everything in their heads. You must show the work, just like we did here. You need to show the work for every problem. Does everyone understand that? All right, on your classwork and your homework. Okay, so here's the first one. Y equals 2x plus 1. Can anyone tell me on the graph where it's going to start on the y? Just by looking at the equation. Shane?
1.
Yep, you got it. Okay, so that should be a big help for you. Alright? This is what I want. Okay, they're starting there. Okay, so when you are doing your table, you want to find a number for X, and you want to use the best number possible and the easiest number. So if I look at my graph, I always like to see if they started it for me. Did they start it for me? Did they start with giving me the axis, the intervals? Yes or no? Yeah, they're going by ones, right? Okay, this is good to know. If you can, I would always start with what number for X? What do you think? What do you think, Brandon? Even lower. Yeah, I think 0 is the best. All right, why not start with 0, right? All right, so we are going to then fill this in, and you're just showing what you're substituting it. So you're going to write y equals what? What am I going to write? Emily?
2 times 0 plus 1.
You got it. 2 times 0 plus 1. Okay? Now you actually have to solve. So you're going to go back up here and write 2 times 0 plus 1. And then y equals, what's 2 times 0, everyone? 0 plus 1. So y equals 1. So what am I going to put here? 1. All right, so now what am I putting for my ordered pair? Here. You got it. 0, comma 1. Do not forget your parentheses. Okay? Don't forget your parentheses. Alex, does that help you?
Yeah.
Okay? Now, what's the next? Knowing our graph is going by ones, what should my next number be, Alex? 1. Right? Might as well just continue the pattern. But then now we have to rewrite this, but now it's going to look a little different. So who thinks they can tell me how I'm going to substitute this one? Ellen.
Y equals 2 times 1 plus 1.
You got it. Y equals 2 times 1 plus 1. Okay? And now we have to actually solve it. So y equals 2x plus 1. We just said it's y equals 2 times 1 plus 1. Okay, so y equals what? I heard it. But you gotta say it with each one step at a time. So what's this next row gonna be? 2 plus 1, and then we're gonna say y equals 3. Good. All right. So then what's my y? 3. What's my ordered pair? A little bit louder.
1 comma 3.
There you go. Be happy. Show pride. Show pride in your confidence. All right. What's the next one? I heard it. Louder. Why do you speak louder? You don't have masks on around you. I should now really be able to hear you. All right. So what am I going to write? X.
Y equals 2 times 2 plus 1.
You got it. All right. So let's do that one. So y equals 2x plus 1. And then I'm going to write y equals 2 times 2 plus 1. All right, so you can tell me what's next. Caitlin.
4 plus 1.
Yep, 4 plus 1. All right, and then y equals what? Sorry. Get out.
Y equals 5.
You got it. So what does y equal again?
5.
5. And then what's my ordered pair?
2 comma 3.
Not
2 comma 5.
2 comma 5, right? Right, 2 comma 5. Don't forget the parentheses. All right, we got one more. What should we say? What should X be? Shane? 3. All right, so what should my new equation read? What should my new equation read? Emily, Rockford.
Y equals 2 times 3 plus 1.
2 times 3 plus 1. Good. So I'm going to do it over here. So y equals 2x plus 1. Y equals 2 times 3 plus 1. All right, what's next? Shane.
Y equals 6 plus 1.
Call sign, which is?
Oh, just
Yeah. Very good. Alright, so what is Y?
7.
And then what's my order pair?
3, 7.
3, 7. Okay? Is everyone good here? Alright, so now, we're not done yet. All of that was just to figure out our order pairs. What do we still have to do?
Wow.
Graph. That's the part that they want. Alright, so someone read for me what they were. It was 0, comma what? 1, then what?
1, 3.
1, comma 3.
2, 5.
Okay, and then 3, 7.
Yeah.
Alright, so just copying from our previous slide. Alright, so if you want to, remember we always do a key if you want to, which is fine, not a big deal. Or you can write it out. Since I'm up here on the computer, I usually like to just do the abbreviation. Alright, who can direct me? I'm starting at 0. Where am I going? Allie.
You go up 1.
Yeah, you're going directly up 1. We're not going to the right because we're going to the right 0. Right? We're going to the right 0 times, which means you stay here, you just go up 1. Alright, so that's A. And it should help you that you know your equation, because what did we say for the equation? Looking at the equation, what does this plus 1 tell me? Alex? You're starting from 1. So let's look. Did I start from 1? Alright, so that's telling me we're good. Alright? Alright, someone tell me where B goes. So I'm starting at 0. Direct me. Brandon?
You go to the right 1.
Yeah.
And then you go up 3
Alright, so that's B. Alright, let's do C. So I'm starting at 0. Where do I go? You should see more hands up. This is like a review. Nyla.
Go to the right 2.
Yeah.
And then go up.
Yes, perfect. Good job. Alright, last one. Anna, you're starting at 0.
Go to the right. There's 9.
Good.
Go up 7.
Perfect. Good job, everybody. Alright, use a straight edge, straight line, connect them. Because look, it says draw a line through the points. Alright, so just know that you should always be starting that line. Is everybody good? Yes?
Yes.
Alright, so example 4. Example 4 is exactly like example 3, but the problem is they don't give you the X and Y, meaning in the word problem, it doesn't tell you the equation. So we're gonna have to figure out the equation, which means we need to know the independent variable and the dependent variable. Okay, so this can get a little tricky, so just follow what I do and take as much notes as possible. All right, let's go. So it says an athlete burns 200 calories weightlifting. The athlete then works out on an elliptical trainer and burns 10 calories for every minute. Write and graph an equation that represents the total number of calories burned during the workout. So we need to actually create a verbal model. Nyla, pay attention, please, thank you. All right, a verbal model. So that means it's all in words. So the first thing we know is that we're looking for the total number of calories burned. So that's what you're gonna write. Total number of calories burned. Okay, and then that's what our equals is, right? That's what we want our ending result to be. But we now need to find out what the other side of the equation is, this expression. So it says an athlete burns 200 calories weightlifting. So we need to know that, right? So we're gonna write calories. And you're gonna notice I'm not writing the 200 yet. Calories burned. Weightlifting. Okay. And then it says the athlete then works out on an elliptical trainer. So what operation do you think that is? Then works out. What do you think that is, Brandon? Yeah, it's addition. Very good. So we're going to write calories burned per minute because it says works out on an elliptical trainer and burns 10 calories for every minute. So we're going to write calories burned. I don't think that looks like the word burned. Okay, burned per minute. But this is saying per minute, so what do I still need to write? What do you think I still need to include? Nora?
10x.
You're close, we're gonna be multiplying, you're right, but you can't, no numbers yet. So what are we multiplying by? What's the variable gonna represent?
The minutes.
Yeah, the number of minutes, right? So number of minutes, good. Okay. Now we have to figure out our variables. So when I'm looking at my table that they actually give us in the previous one, they actually say M minutes and C calories. So we actually want to use those. So we're gonna say M, and M represents number of minutes on an elliptical, right? Does everyone see where I'm getting that from? What do you think C represents? What does C represent? Caitlin?
Calories.
Yeah, the calories burned. Very good. Okay. Now, there's a problem though, because it's great that we know these variables and what they represent, but what doesn't help us is that we need to graph. So does M and C help us on which one is our x-axis and which one's our y-axis? No. So we need to figure out which one is our independent variable and dependent variable. This is huge. We need to know this. So remember, we said independent is what variable going to be? X, okay. And our dependent is our y. Remember, when we have to find out which one depends on the other. So is it number of minutes on the elliptical depends on the calories burned, or the calories burned depends on the number of minutes on the elliptical? Which one sounds better, Ben?
The calories burned, depends on the numbers of minutes on the elliptical.
You got it. So the calories burned is our what then? It's our y, which is our what? Our dependent or independent?
Dependent.
Dependent. So we're going to write that this is our dependent. Okay? And then that means the number of minutes on the elliptical is your what? Independent. Make sure you're writing all this. I see a lot if you're not. This is a lot of information and you can get lost. All right, now, if this is our independent, the M, what variable is it also? X, very good. All right, so C is also what? Very good. All right, now we got to figure out our equation. Use the M and the C in your equation. So use this to help you and your M and your C. Anyone have an idea of what it's going to be? Shane?
Y.
Use M and C. So C.
So C equals M plus
Calories burned, weightlifting, plus calories burned per minute times number of minutes. That's right, Ella.
X plus
Use C and M, please. You're not using X and Y right now. You're using M and C. Emily.
C equals 200.
Yeah.
Plus 10.
Can't be just 10. Nyla. You have to use M and C's. You gotta use your M and C. Christian.
M.
M. Very good. okay? We're only using M and C right now, okay, from what they gave you. So here is your 200. Look, calories burned weightlifting. Look, calories burned weightlifting is 200. So there's your 200 plus calories burned per minute, which is number of minutes, and you said 10 calories for every minute, so there's your 10 M, okay? Now I want to change it so I can help me with my graph. So now I'm going to use my X and Y. So who can change this to make it better to use my X and Y? Caitlin.
Y equals 200 plus 10x.
There you go. So I hope you have both of these. And I hope you have this all down, okay? Now, we're not done yet. We now need to still do our table and our graph. But now at least we have our equation, okay? So let's go to the next table and we're gonna write y equals, what is it, 200 plus 10x, correct?
Yeah.
All right, so they have m here, but what is really m? X or y? X. So I'm going to write an X in there so I know that this is what they're really talking about. What's the C? Y. Okay, so now I know what they're really talking about. Now, they don't give us any information to fill in, so we can fill in whatever we want. Look at the graph. Are they going by ones? No. What are they going by? No, they're not going by 20s. You can only see the 20s. What are they really going by?
Twos.
No, they're not going by 2s. Here.
Y or C is going by 100, and X is going by 10.
Very good, very good. Does everyone see that? There's a blank space right there in the half mark, right? So if you're only seeing by 20s, in between is also going to be by what? 10. So it's really 10, 20, 30, 40. Does everyone see that? For these, Kira's right. This is 100. Because if this is 100, this is 200, then 300, and so forth. Okay? All right, so what do we want to say for our X? What do you want to say? Shane?
0.
You could go with 0. I'm actually going to go one step further. If you want to do 0, you can. I'm actually going to start at 10. Okay? Because I want to do what the program does. Okay? But you absolutely could have started with 0. Okay? Would you also do 1? No, right? If once you do 0, what should you start with next? 10. Okay? Because you're going by 10s. All right, so let's fill this in. So we're going to do y equals 200 plus 10x. By the way, what is my graph going to start at? Where's it going to be on my y? Caitlin?
10.
Nope, not 10. Go ahead.
200.
200, which are added, right? Which are added. All right, so what am I going to substitute it for? So y equals 200 plus what? 10 times 10. I heard it. Good. All right, so then y equals 200 plus what?
100.
I heard it. 100. Make sure you guys speak a little louder. And then y equals what?
300.
300. Much better. Thank you. All right, so that means my c or my y is what? 300. Okay. All right, so what should my next m be? Or my next x? What should it be? Brendan? 20. Yeah, absolutely. Go by the 10s. Stick with what you're seeing. Okay. So we're going to write y equals 200 plus 10x. We're going to do it again. So then y equals what? Alex?
Y equals 200 plus 10 times 20.
Very good. 10 times 20. It's being very mean to me today. Let's see if I can make this a little better. Okay, so y equals 200 plus 10 times 20. Okay. All right, so what's 10 times 20? Everybody.
200.
All right, so we're going to do 200 plus
200.
200, which is what?
400.
400. All right. So then what's my y or my c? 400. Good. So we're at 400 All right, what's my last 10 I'm gonna use? Allie? 30. Absolutely. All right, so we're gonna write y equals, let's see if I can scroll it down a little. Actually, we'll do this. There we go. All right, so we're gonna write y equals 200 plus 10 times what? I heard it, good. 200 plus 10 times 30, which is what? Not 500, not yet.
500.
Yeah, don't jump the gun over there. All right, so then y equals what? 500. So what's your C? 500. Good. All right, they don't give you a column for ordered pairs, which I don't like, so you do need to list that. So what's your ordered pair here? What's for this one? What's your ordered pair? Emily? Yeah, so write 10, 300. And then what's your next one? Anna?
20,
20, 400. Very good. And then what's your last one, Nyla? Yeah, 30, 500. Okay. You can label them A, B, C, D. I see a lot of people not doing what they're supposed to be doing. Let's go. So where's all the work that I've been doing here? Okay, and then where's the ordered pairs? Yeah, let's go. All right, so now we have to graph. All right, so who can tell me where to put everything? I'm starting at 0. I'm doing my 10, 300. Kira. Where do I go first? Do I go right or up? Careful. We're doing X first, right? So which way do we go first? Yes. So how many places do I go to the right? Yes, I'm only going once. Everyone understand why you're going once? I'm a little confused with myself though, because if I'm only going once, shouldn't this be 1? No, what's going on, Brandon? You go. Very good. So these are my 10s, so if you're only once, there's your 10. So here, then where do I go? Up how many? All right, so once is here. So this is 10 and 100. Is that what you want? What do we want?
300?
Yeah, so how many places am I going to go up? So I'm here. Yeah, very good. All right, so this is A. All right, who wants to do the next one? I'm starting at 0. Nyla.
Right.
Very good.
And then go up.
Excellent. So that's B. All right, last one. I'm starting at 0. Allie.
So you go to the right 3 times.
And then,
And then up 5 times.
perfect. All right, and then check. Where did I start with? If I connected, don't look at this, this is a 0. So if I connect my lines, which everyone should be doing, where will it connect? Where will that line connect? Caitlin? 200. And is that what we said it should start at?
Yes.
So then you know you're okay. All right? I know this one is tricky because it's just you have to find out which one's your independent and dependent variable. Okay? Is everybody good?